Well, here it is. Verdansk, an absolute cesspit filled with crackheads who are addicted to jet and degenerates and murderers making shady deals.
Hey man, you got that money?
Nah, but I got something else for you.
What? No.
He should be out here somewhere. Well, here you are. You're a hard man to find, and you owe some powerful people some serious money. Guess you want to do this the hard way. That's fine by me. You gotta be kidding. Alright, something you might not know about me is that I'm a pretty big Fallout fan. I played the ever-living hell out of New Vegas, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. I played Fallout 4, even though it was pretty mediocre, and the last two times I tried to play 76 did not go that well. I swear to God, they must have gotten the cheapest possible servers for that game, man. I also played the first Fallout game a while ago, so that only leaves Fallout 2 and Fallout Tactics. Now, no offense to any Fallout Tactics lovers, but that game looks boring as shit, so that only leaves Fallout 2.
The fuck? Who is it? What? I should kick your fucking ass!
It's also very beloved by the community, so I wanted to figure out what the hype is about and if it's dated or not. I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about this because I saw some pretty funny quotes online from the game.
The truth is, you lost an expensive piece of Army issue equipment! That suit is gonna come out of your pay, and you will remain in this man's army until you are 510 years old!
So without further ado, let's get this started. We got a lot to go over. So at the start I had some trouble recording the game of OBS because it's so old. After a little while of tinkering though, I got it figured out. So just an FYI, I did download a restoration project mod because I thought it would like make the game run better or something. But I'm pretty sure all it did was just restore some old cut content from the game. Anyway, let's get to the fun part. Making my guy. You see, I spent hours researching which abilities to put my points into in order to make my guy a monster. And at the end of this strenuous research, I decided I'm just gonna do some random bullshit. I wanted a character that could talk his way out of most situations, okay? But he could handle himself in a fight if it got hairy. I went for high perception, high agility, and mid to high intelligence, but I kinda had to get rid of all my points from endurance. I figured, hey, I'm gonna be shooting these guys with a gun anyway. They're not gonna be able to get close to me. I'm not gonna need that high of endurance. This was a terrible ass idea. I also got the one-hander perk, which makes you really good at using pistols, but also makes you really bad at using any two-handed weapon, like rifles. For my tank skills, I went with small guns to boost pistols, speech to talk my way out of most situations, and steal.
Huh?
I don't know why I got steal. I didn't steal anything the entire time I played. This was such a waste of a tank skill. Now, is this build absolute dog shit? Yes. I probably could have not struggled as much if I had made a good build, but who cares, it's my first time playing, okay? And with my absolute hunk of a man created, let's get this party started. Alright, let's get it started.
Come in, Chosen One.
Oh, this looks like
There
shit.
are things you must know. The village is dying. The signs are everywhere. Withering crops.
Ew.
Dying Brahmin.
That Brahmin looks albino, bro. This looks terrifying, bro. It looks like Golem. What is that?
There is hope, however. A slim hope that few know of.
What is it,
The
Grandma?
old discs speak of an item called the Garden of Eden Creation Kit. It is said it can bring life to the wasteland. This will be your quest, if you prove yourself worthy. For that proof, you must first journey to the Temple of Trials.
Don't
If
worry,
you
I'm golden. I will
survive,
prove myself
come back
worthy.
to me. We will talk more.
Alright.
Life is in your hands, Chosen One.
So how are you gonna
Prove
call him the
yourself.
chosen one?
Find the Gek. Be our salvation.
Can we end this cutscene? It's creeping me out. How are you gonna call him the chosen one, then talk about I gotta prove myself? They just throwing me straight in, huh? Who's this sucker over here? Let's go talk to him. Clint? Let's go, my boy Clint. Good day to you, knight. You have not completed the trial of the Elder and you may not pass. Now, can I ask some questions? Forgive me, but I have no answers to your question. Fuck you then, Clint. Bro, I don't want to play as this this caveman over here. I want to play the fancy dancy cowboy. Let's just head in, man. How do I go in? Interact with this? Alright, man. Just move forward, bro. Just be a fuck about it. Alright, now we're in a fight, I think. Oh shit, it's moving up to me. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a lot of fighting in this dungeon. So I should start explaining how combat works. Although, to be honest, I can sum it up in one word. Bullshit. At the start, you won't see me struggle much, because we're in a goddamn tutorial. But once we get out of the tutorial, let me tell you how my average fight goes. You start combat of an enemy. You shoot one bullet at the enemy. You do 1 damage. The enemy attacks and does a critical hit, taking off half your health. You shoot the enemy again and you miss. The enemy attacks one more time and...
You have died. Your village is lost, doomed to die of starvation.
But combat is probably the most needed part of this game. Now anyway, we have to clear this Temple of Trials, which, like I already said, is just the tutorial. Although it is kinda big, so it's easy to get lost in it. And some of the doors require you to think a little bit in order to be able to open them. Ain't much else to say here. Kill some more bugs, open some more doors, and eventually you get to this guy. So I was gonna switch back to the in-game audio here, but the in-game audio got corrupted for the rest of the tutorial. So I'm gonna have to do a voiceover for this. This is Clint, the dude from the start that didn't want to answer my questions. The final trial of this area is to beat him in a fight to prove yourself worthy. But you see, I'm a pussy.
He's a pussy.
So I didn't really want to fight him. Now the nice thing about having high intelligence in speech is that you can talk your way out of this situation right here. Pretty much all I had to tell him was, hey man, fighting is dangerous. We might get hurt, you know. And he was like, wow man, you're right. And then I passed the trial. It was that easy. And for clearing the area, I got rewarded with the Armored Vault 13 suit armor. What? Huh? I'll be honest with you, this thing sucked dick. I may as well have been naked. But anyway, now we are out of the temple and into our village, ladies and gentlemen. There are a couple of quests we can do here for some basic rewards and XP before we venture out into the wasteland. My first one was given by this creepy ass dude that pretty much just wants us to kill some plants that are in his garden. Man, this might have been the easiest money I done ever made. Let's just stab these plants a couple of times and... Oh, let me try that again. You see, Fallout 2 humbles you very quickly. The chosen one of this tribe gets bodied by some plants in the middle of the camp, man. After a couple of tries, I did manage to kill them and I was rewarded with XP and healing powder. Yay. The rest of the quests were pretty easy though. There was my cousin over here who wanted me to rescue his dog from the swamp of Gex. Instead of charging it like a dumbass, I decided to sneak by the Gex to get to the dog. Then once I got the dog, sneak by the Gex again to get back to my cousin. Easy peasy. And for my efforts, I was rewarded with... jack shit. He didn't give me anything. All I got was XP. My cousin is an asshole. Then I fixed a well in the middle of camp and got some more XP from them. And I figured it was a bad time to leave the village. But right before I left, I saw this dude got on the bridge I was supposed to cross and decided to talk to him. First, he warns me about some boring stuff I wasn't really listening. But then he talks about he who shall not be named. Now that got my attention. He who shall not be named? What are we talking about, Voldemort? Side note before we continue, I like how the characters react when you ask dumbass questions. Like, yeah, me and you probably don't know who this he who shall not be named is. But our character grew up in this village. He's been living here his whole life and even became the chosen one, so he shouldn't be asking dumbass questions like this. Anyway, this dude tells us that the name of he who shall not be named is actually Kaga. Now, Kaga was one of the village's best fighters. He even led some expeditions into the outside world. But slowly he became more and more delusional. He started to see his fellow tribesmen as beneath him. He started to think he was better than them. Then, in order to prove himself as the chosen one, he entered the Temple of Trials. He made it all the way to the end, where instead of being smart like me and talking his way out of a fight, he fought the guy in hand-to-hand combat. And midway through the fight, he pulled out a knife and stabbed the other guy, killing him. The village elder was furious and exiled him out of the village. And from that day forward he vowed vengeance against the tribe and against me, cause I'm the chosen one now. Now with all that knowledge we are ready to venture into the wasteland. Our first stop is a town called Klamath near our village. The journey there will be hard and straight. We're here. Yeah, it's not that hard to move around in this game. Alright, so what am I looking for here? A gun, actually. I know what I'm looking for. I need to get a gun. Who's this? Hello there, I haven't seen you in Klamath before. I'm Aldo, the town greeter. It's my job to greet anyone new in town and answer some questions they might have. My name is Knight. Let's be nice to him. Thanks for welcoming me here. Well, friend Knight, since you're new to these parts and look as though you could use some pointers, I'll let you know it's customary to tip the town greeter before asking any questions. I would've smacked the shit out of you. You should give me a tip, just so I won't take the time to climb off of your filthy ass high. Thanks for nothing. I hope you don't stay in town too long. We don't need your kind here. Tribals, we're all the same. Who's this dude? Me, Tor.
Okay.
Bugmen take moo-moos at night. Tor's scared. Help Tor? Not now, bro. Let me get a gun, and I swear to God, I will help you kill anything trying to kill the count, alright, bro? Okay, so now we are in Klamath, the first town in the game. My number one priority was getting a gun, since I did literally build my guy to be good at using them. I talked to this old lady that owns this hotel. She told me about how she was in love with this dude and he ran away to get a golden gecko or something. I'll be honest, this doesn't even matter, okay? I didn't even do this quest, okay? She wanted me to go rescue her ex-lover or something. I never got around to it, okay? I then went and talked to her daughter and she told me that they have another tribal guy working in the hotel as a slave, because he got angry and broke some stuff, so now he has to pay them back. This guy is Sulk. He's one of the companions that you can get in this game, but first you have to free him. We could pay his debt, but I'm broke as shit, so we gotta leave here for now. I then entered the local tavern, the Golden Gecko. Then I checked what the guy was selling, and he was selling some really nice stuff, including a pistol. Now the problem is, even though I was able to negotiate a discount, the pistol was still almost $700, and I had zero, so it was gonna be a while before I could buy it. So instead, I decided to go help Tor with his Brahmin. We stood on guard for a little bit, eventually a little roach came through, I killed it. Then I saw two dudes standing in the bushes over there, and I thought they looked suspicious, so I ran up to them. Turns out these guys are trying to steal some of Tor's cows, but they didn't expect me to be standing guard over them. So they offered to pay me if I help get Tor away from here so they can steal the cows. Now look, before you judge me, the only thing I had on my mind was getting money from a pistol, okay? I accepted the offer.
You disgust me.
I walked up to Tor and told him that there were some bugs in the bushes over there and that he had to run away. And then he got up out of there. Look, I know I'm a bad person, okay? But I did get $50 from it. Walked around town a little bit more, then I found this dude named Vic. I found his house, so I broke in there naturally. Turns out, the house is booby-trapped. As soon as I opened the door, the bitch blew up and I lost half my health. But the chest in there did have some good loot. It had like a stim pack, some ammo, a radio, and a rifle. Now, this would be nice if I didn't give a perk that makes two-handed weapons useless. So I got a gun, but I can't use it. I tried to sell it to the tavern guy, but even if I sold everything I got, I still didn't have enough money to buy a pistol, which was some bullshit. So I went outside sulking. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is when I realized my actions have consequences. When I told Tor to run away from there, the dude got lost, and he hasn't come home since. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know it would end like this, okay? Nah, this can't. I have to redeem myself. I have to find Tor. His mom told me that he might be in the valley east of town, so I rushed over there. I saw what looked like a Mr. Handy on the way there, but considering my track record, I felt like I couldn't really beat him. So I just snuck right by him. Then I found a crashed vertibird with two dead-ass dudes next to it. At first, I thought they were Brotherhood, but I'm pretty sure they were Enclave. Now you're probably wondering what the difference is between these two. So this guy wants to kill everybody that isn't him, and this guy wants to kill mostly everybody that isn't him. Thank you for coming to my TikTok. Anyway, it doesn't matter, they're dead and they don't even have good loot on them. What matters more is that Tor is here. And he isn't hurt, so I grabbed him and brought him back to his mom. I have been redeemed, and because I'm such a good person, I'm gonna get me a reward. Now I could have rescued that Silik guy, but I wanted money. So she gave me $100, and with that and selling all of my stuff, I was finally able to buy a pistol. Finally. Now I can play the game. Now what was I supposed to be doing? Oh yeah, my village. So apparently there's this guy named Vic that might know more about the device that could save my village. And yes, that's the same guy whose house I robbed. And apparently he's in a place called The Den. That's right, the place from the intro, baby. Filled with degenerates and drug addicts. And we're heading straight there. The first thing the game tells me when I get here is that I should have a gun by my side, so it's a good thing I just bought one. And as soon as I walk into town, I see a bunch of crackheads tweaking, asking for drugs, and some dudes running around going crazy. This is what I imagine Birmingham looks like.
Birmingham is a fucking shithole!
So first thing I do is I enter this place called Becky's, and compared to the rest of the town, this place looks pretty lit. They got people gambling, they got bodyguards, but you know, I got no money after buying that pistol, so there wasn't much to do here other than just leave. So now I'm walking around looking for Vic and for any other quests that are around here. Side note, I always really like these like outlaw hanging out spots, you know, these outlaw towns. Cause like it makes sense, an outlaw who's wanted can't go live in a regular town where the cops are at, he gotta make his own town. Plus, usually in games, these areas have the best quests, so I'm excited to walk around here. So I walk around a little bit and eventually I found this drug dealer, and for some reason I decided to insult him, even though he had two of his friends standing right there ready to whoop my ass. But for some reason I thought I could handle them. I think you know how that went. So I walk around a little bit more and then I found this Brotherhood of Steel outpost in town with this dude outside guarding it. I talked to him and he told me about how I came a long way from being a tribesman and that I should visit their NCR office. Now I didn't tell him anything about myself and he knew that info, so that bitch was collecting my data. And I don't like getting spied on, so I started shooting him. I then died. And from then on, I decided to stop picking fights with people. Eventually, I found this gang of dudes, and I thought, if I had a gang of dudes backing me up, I probably wouldn't get my ass kicked as hard. I talked to them to see if I could join them, but I didn't see the option to. Instead, the leader gave me a job. So on the other side of town, there's this other gang guarding a church. And the leader of this gang wants me to go over there and figure out what it is they're guarding. So I accepted the job and started heading towards the church. I talked to the dude at the front door who was guarding it. I lied and managed to convince him that his boss sent me to check up on the goods. He let me inside and I learned that inside the church there's a bunch of boxes of chemicals in them. I did my job, so I headed back towards the other gang. When I told her what was inside, she proceeded to give me another job. She wanted me to go talk to this slaver guy in town, and she wanted me to ask him permission in order to kill the gang at the church, cause I guess he's like the head honcho around here and everything goes through him. When I told him about the plan, he seemingly did not give a shit and gave permission for us to kill the gang. Now it was time for the assault. Most of the gang that was at the church is gonna go off to a party, so there's only gonna be a couple of dudes left at the church when we attack. And here, ladies and gentlemen, it was time. It was time for war. Now, if I'm being honest, this next like 30 minutes of gameplay is like the most miserable 30 minutes of my life. Even though we outnumbered the dudes, my guys sucked absolute ass. They would miss like 90% of their shots, and for some reason every dude in the other gang is Senator Armstrong, so they would take 500 hits to kill. So I just stood in the back shooting a bullet every now and again to try and help, and even though I used Jet, I just wasn't doing much damage. Eventually, after fucking forever, we managed to kill everybody at the church, but we lost like half the gang in the process. And it wasn't even over yet. We still had to go to where they were partying and kill the rest of them, including the gang leader. And the party, oh my god, the party. It's this cramped ass building with a bunch of dudes all close together so I couldn't run away, combined with my low endurance and my teammates still sucking dick. This meant I just get my ass kicked over and over and over again. After a couple of attempts, I realized I wasn't even getting close to winning this, man. So guys, I joined the dark side. I reloaded an old safe before the fight at the church, and I ran all the way to the gang that was guarding the church to warn them about the attack. When the other gang attacked, they were ready, and it was just an absolute massacre, man. Like, it was just not even close. And when it was over, I just stood there like, man, I'm a piece of shit. Then I started looting the bodies. Come on now, I wasn't about to let all that loot go to waste. Okay, listen. Was I in the wrong though? I gave these dumbasses the advantage and tried multiple times to help them win, but they are just so trash, there was nothing I could do. Plus this way, not only did I get the reward from the gang of the church, I also got the reward from the other gang because I looted it off their corpse. This was literally best case scenario. And with my newfound riches, I dipped and bought me some nice fly looking ass leather armor. And I decided I played enough of the game to say my thoughts about it. So, Fallout 2. It's a game that has some good stuff about it, but really it's held back by its age. Mostly the combat, to be honest, because the graphics don't even look that bad. Well, maybe the cutscenes, but the quests are pretty fun, and the options to be a bad person are plenty, and actually like bad person options. I hate the new Fallout games where the option to be a bad person is just being a sarcastic asshole. If that's what counts as being bad, I'm Satan, okay? The options here really do make you feel like a bad person, and that's pretty important in an RPG for me. Story-wise, the game is really Fallout. Like, I know, no shit, but it really is. It perfectly describes how a Fallout world is. It's a world filled with dangerous stuff, some good people, some bad people, and some really funny shit. I could have put every quest I did in this video, cause the video is already long enough, but the world here really is cool. Now, it ain't perfect. You could call this a skill issue, but I really do think the combat is terrible. I don't know if somebody already made this, but I feel like if somebody made a combat overhaul, that would make the game a lot better. Anyway, overall, pretty good, but dated game. Check it out if you don't mind the combat. Well, that's it. This video has already taken too many hours of my life that I'm never getting back. So if you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like and comment. If you didn't like the video, maybe still just dislike it and comment. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe to become a guard. And this is A9 signing off. Thank you for watching.